here's the aftermath. Pretty bare, right? Honestly, doing this, just like touching your eyes or being able to rub them is so nice. I am living proof that extensions do not break off your lashes. That myth is false. Unless you pick your actual eyelashes, then yeah, but I was pretty rough with mine and they're still there. Okay, now let's go back. So, lash extension review. I had lash extensions on for about 1.5 years. I absolutely loved them. There are some benefits and there are some cons. I would say the most annoying thing about them to me, 2 things. One, you are not able to use just like one makeup wipe to take off all your makeup. Your lashes you do have to take care of. That's just like the brutal truth of it. That being said though, they're high maintenance, but they're not extremely high maintenance. I was still really rough with mine. I went through an entire allergy season, rubbing my eyes. They didn't fall off. When they start to sparse out, they do kind of bend sometimes because as your natural lash grows out, the extension grows out. So there's not kind of that base or that structure. It's just very loose and it just does its own thing. I didn't pick my lashes, but what I would do is I would like kind of bend them down so the base that's usually glued to your natural lash, I would use my acrylic nail and I'd pick it, because how extensions are put onto your natural lash, they're glued on at the base of it and then they're like curled up, right? Bend it down, it kind of like, it's like that. So if you bend it down, the base pops up and then you can use your nail to scoop it and it flies off. So that's what I usually did if there was a lash that bugged me. You can pull out your natural lashes doing that though. It's not a good thing. I knew it wasn't good, but I have no patience. I originally went to a salon and that's where they got a lot of my money. I actually had a really bad experience there. I'm not gonna name it necessarily. I just had a bad experience because with salons, since they have so many customers, I feel like they don't really take the proper time to listen to exactly what you want. There's so many things that could go wrong. My aunt had extensions and after 2 months of having them, for whatever reason, the glue decided to have a full-on allergic reaction on her eyes and her eyes swole shut. That's a possibility. You could have a reaction to the glue. You could have a reaction to the actual lashes. I was very skeptical of getting them because I was fresh out of college, or fresh out of my first year of college when I first got them. I had been using lash strips from my junior year of high school. So I've been using lash strips every single day for 2 years. So I was totally used to them. And I loved the look of extensions. So I was obsessed with Tammy Hembrow and I just absolutely love them. And I was really curious because, they are such a time saver. You literally wake up and you're wearing makeup. It's very nice. Even when you're sick, you look like, wow, you're like a solid 5. In my extensions, I did a lot of research. What is everything that could go wrong? Are there any, bacterial diseases that could come from this? It's basically like leaving a lash strip on your lashes. It doesn't sound very pleasant. I looked up all the pros, all the cons. I watched reviews day in and day out. I went into a bunch of salons. I asked them questions. I called people that had them. I asked them their reviews. So I definitely did at least 2 months of research before I decided to get them. I think it was totally worth it. I loved mine right off the bat. I took extremely good care of them. What you will notice, and kind of the thing that bugged me when I first got them, is they will fall out like that. And I can't tell if that was just because of the extra weight that they were putting on my lashes and my lashes were just like, get off me, or it could have been because I got them on June 7th. So it could have because my lash rotation or expiration cycle, whatever, they were starting to fall out then. Because every 2 weeks, your natural lashes fall out. And this is what scares people, is when you get your extensions, when they fall out, yes, you will see a natural lash attached to it. No, that does not mean that your natural lashes are starting to fall out. It doesn't, I promise you. Your natural lashes have a cycle. As your original lashes fall out, that's when the extensions fall out. That's when you need to fill. I notice mine every 15 days, and I usually went in for a fill about every week and a half. I could make it to 2.5 weeks, but by then I'd be absolutely sparsed out. So then I switched from that bad salon to a personal lady. She does it out of her house, but she's been an esthetician for like 17 years. So my friend actually, I introduced her to my lash lady as well, and she texted me, she's like, hey, I think I'm gonna get mine off. Like, I'm really concerned that my natural lashes are breaking. I knew mine weren't breaking off because I made my esthetician take a picture. Every single time I went in for a fill, she would take a picture to show me how many natural lashes were there. And literally, they were almost like as long as not as long as the extensions, but I did get my extensions pretty short, but I could tell they were definitely still there. In order to get a fill and to get lash extensions, you need a lash to put that on. So however many extensions you have after a full set or after a fill, you still have all those lashes. I did get some questions about, so the time, most people's cases is 2 to 3 weeks. How much they cost is a huge thing. That's again why I say, like, do your research, pick the right salon. My fills only cost $35. That's also very cheap for a fill. I would not recommend going if they are over $50 for a fill, because honestly, it doesn't cost that much. In some places we'll be like, oh, well, we'll customize it to whatever you want. Oh, by the way, the full set is gonna be like $300. And granted, yeah, I'm sure their lashes are more high quality, their glue is better, maybe they stay on longer, I don't know. That is a full possibility. I've never gone there though. So I'm not sure, but I'm not down to pay $300 for my lashes. I have, just for kicks, kind of looked in different locations, different states, and there are actually some salons that have fills for $35. You find a salon, looking at the reviews, looking at their employees, how many years, what is their experience, where did they graduate from beauty school from? I'm like CIA for beauty. Another question was, are they worth the money? I really think so. But like I said, I was also using lash strips for 2 years. So I have never used just my natural lashes with mascara. That's just not my style. I like to finish off my look with a glam and a wow lash. In which case, if you're gonna buy lash strips, it's basically the same price. If you're using lash strips, maybe not even daily, but frequently, then yeah, like I said, you wake up and you're wearing makeup. There's gonna be pros and cons, but it's much quicker, it's much more time efficient, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend it for people in college where, you know, you wanna get as much sleep as you can, or, you know, you're running late, you're running all over the place, you don't have time to do a full look. Another question was, she's one of my friends, and I believe she's Filipino, so she has a different eye shape than me. Certain ethnicities and different races, we all kind of have our own unique features. That's what I mean when they customize them. They look amazing on everybody. A salon or a private esthetician should use different layers and different lengths of the lash to accommodate your eye shape, make what looks best for you. As far as the actual lash removal went, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurt. I went in for a glue dissolvent treatment, which is the safest way you can go, and my lashes were in no way damaged. I'm living proof, unless you pick your lashes or you mess with them all the time or you're playing with them all the time. Don't do that. Try to just literally don't touch your eyes. It's like if you're wearing strips, you wouldn't be playing with your strips because then they're gonna fall off. So don't play with your extensions. So I went in for a glue dissolvent. Basically, she told me, she's like, squint your eyes because if this gets in, it's gonna sting. It would be quick, but it would burn. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but it literally felt like I was pouring shampoo. If I opened my eye even just a little bit, it would creep in. It felt like I was pouring shampoo on my eye. It was so painful, and my eyes are gonna start like watering now just thinking about it. But then it would fade, you know, it was fine. And it was nice, really nice, being able to actually like rub my eyes afterwards and just take my makeup off with one makeup wipe. But the thing that did kind of annoy me was it felt like there was dust in my eye for the rest of the day. Next day I was totally fine, and I'm totally fine now. I'm not blind. It was actually pretty good experience. I am getting them back on tomorrow, so I'm really excited. Another big myth is people say you can't use mascara, you can use whatever you want. I've used mascara, I've used glitter, I've used eyeliner, I use everything. I bake my face like I was using a lash strip. everything comes off, everything's fine. If you do use a makeup wipe though, try not to get too close to your lash line, because then sometimes the ends of the extensions will get caught on it and it'll pull the cotton, and then you have to pick this cotton out of your lashes, and that part's just annoying. If you don't have experience with lash strips, if you don't use them a lot, if you are one of those people where you put them on and you see, like, I mean, you're gonna get used to them. You're not gonna see the little black shadow forever, but it is extra weight, and until you get used to that extra weight, I wouldn't say just go cold turkey unless you're prepared for the extra weight, because it is gonna be there. It might feel a little bit awkward, and it does feel like you either have mascara or lash strips on all the time. I still think it's worth it. So hopefully that helps. Alrighty guys, it has officially been this day of having no lashes or no lash extensions, and we're about to go get them back on. So, see you in 3 hours.